Hello, this is Edith Neumeyer, and I am the author of the book, The Mystery of Adam. I will do a video today about dark winter. Um, Biden, that phrase is coming from Biden, who just, I think in the last presidential debate, was predicting or was saying that we are going to have a dark winter. Now, what was he referring to? I looked it up because what is this phrase, dark winter? Where did he get that dark winter and why did he say it? They were talking about, of course, COVID and the virus and, how he would deal, with this virus. And he was, of course, blaming Trump for not doing enough to what? To get this virus away or to defeat this virus? I mean, really, what's there to do? What's there to do? I mean, they have been shutting down everything and they're getting ready to shut down again. They're not giving this virus a chance to be defeated by our immune system. They have prolonged this process of us getting immune, getting a herd immunity. I know you heard me saying this before. No, they have prolonged it even this summer when it would have been a really good time to develop herd immunity. Oh no, we've been really prolonging it, that we do get herd immunity. Of course, they are all waiting, no matter whether you have Biden or Trump, they're waiting for a vaccine. So no matter who it is, their idea of defeating this virus is getting a vaccine. And he is saying, oh, there is no vaccine in sight. Well, whose fault is that? I don't think it's Trump's fault that there's no vaccine. He's pushing it just as hard as Biden would. So what's up with him? Why is he blaming, or why is he saying, oh, we have a dark winter ahead of us? In other words, he is saying, oh my goodness, this virus is going to be so much more deadly this winter than it was before. You know what? We already have enough evidence that this virus is really not deadly. Okay? It's really not deadly. It wasn't deadly in the spring. We have enough evidence it wasn't deadly in the spring. Okay? When it first came out. Now, why would it be deadly now in the fall? Is he talking about something else? Are they expecting some other virus to come up and all of a sudden get worse than this coronavirus that we're having? What are they expecting? Okay, is this about another virus? Now, I looked up, I tried to get some more information about this phrase, dark winter. Where is it really coming from? And I found a reference to I have to go back to Wikipedia here and look it up where this originated. Okay, it originated Operation Dark Winter. Okay, it was a scenario. Okay, Operation Dark Winter was the code name for a senior level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted on June 22nd through 23rd, 2001. Was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the United States. Okay, so it was a simulation that they were doing, and it was done It was done at Johns Hopkins Center for Civilian Biodefense Strategies, Center for Strategic and Informational Studies. That's where it was done. So he is saying to us, and I'm putting this as a question, that we are going to have a similar situation happening this fall. I tell you right now, though, or this winter, not with COVID. Now, I know that for a fact. I mean, he can't scare people to death if he wants to, but this is not going to happen with the COVID virus. The COVID virus is not that deadly, okay? They were using a, of course, smallpox, I think, simulation. They thought of smallpox. Somebody was introducing smallpox into our society. So it wasn't an attack, right? A bio attack. Think through smallpox. Okay. Now, again, this COVID-19 is not a deadly virus. Okay. I'm going to put a link on the bottom. It was also like a documentary about a dark winter scenario. How a dark winter scenario, a deadly virus, not COVID virus, but a deadly virus, would be, so it would be a real bio attack, how it would happen. Okay, what kinds of things would happen in stages? Pretty scary. Please watch it. It's very short. Very scary. Now, I know this would not happen with the COVID virus, but there is, no guarantee that they will introduce another virus that is really deadly, okay? And this whole thing that we've been going through since the beginning of the year, it could have been just really a scenario or a drill, so we all would get used to the real thing, okay? The real thing. Because this is not the real thing, okay? Now, if it would be the real thing, I think people would be more serious, of course, and would put these masks on. I almost used the word that our governor used, and other people, I've heard them use that word too. Starts with a D. But if it would be serious, yeah, people would put their masks on, okay? But then again, even these masks, people, if it would be a deadly virus, these masks wouldn't do a thing. We have been forced, okay, all summer long to go through specific, things, right? Distancing, masks, closing, or, closing certain things, allowing only a certain amount of people into restaurants. We've been doing this all summer long, okay? Everybody, most people really were really faithful in doing these things, okay? And they didn't stop nothing because obviously the cases are going up. So all these things that they told us we need to do didn't have no effect. They had no effect on this virus. Oh, they want to say, oh yeah, we didn't have more dead people. No people, okay? It did not contain the virus. Why? Because the only way you can contain the virus is getting immunity. You can't just eradicate a virus. It's not going to happen. You need immunity, okay? That's why they wanted to spread it out, because they know they cannot eradicate the virus. But this virus is not really deadly. But Biden is talking about a dark winter with a deadly virus, okay, with a very deadly virus. So what's going on here? What is he talking about? Is he just again blowing things off or babbling, just like, Trump is babbling? And Trump is not, of course, coming out and really telling the truth, what they're really planning. I just think they're going to plan something for this winter, okay? And maybe Biden was allowed to let the cat out of the bag. That's possible. But will it be like a scenario or a real thing about a real deadly virus? Or is it going to be something different? Okay? Dark winter means something terrible will happen. Okay? Something terrible will happen. Now, there's many things, many terrible things that can happen. Why did they start this virus? Well, because our economy was going down. Okay, so they had to have a scapegoat for it and say, oh my goodness, it was really this deadly coronavirus that was causing our economy to collapse. No, the economy collapsed before. Okay, and what did they do? They just tried to keep it alive through all these interventions and the money they pumped into the economy. But all they did is put it on a life support system to prolong the real crash. We're still in a crash, but you know what? It has to get worse. They cannot right now implement a new system. Okay? So that's called what? That's called a reset, right? Can they implement the reset right now? Well, it's probably not bad enough. So is that what maybe Biden is kind of hinting about? That things are getting really worse this winter? Because my question is, why are they getting worse? What is going to happen? Again, this coronavirus could not be a deadly thing, okay? But if the economy collapses more and people are out of work more, that could be a dark winter for us, okay? Could be a very dark winter for many people. So what's going on? And how does this relate again to Bible prophecy? Of course, I talk about Bible prophecy on my, on my channel, okay? You also know that I have talked about during this Feast of Trumpets in September. I talked very heavily about the rapture, and I was almost certain that the rapture would happen this year, but it didn't. But I know for a fact, well, don't know for a fact, but I see the signs that are now happening that show us that, Jesus could come next year on the Feast of Trumpets. Now watch my videos regarding the Feast of Trumpets and why I believe that Jesus will return and pick up his bride on that feast. Okay, because the feasts are very symbolic for the return of Jesus, or for things that Messiah will accomplish. And the next feast that needs to be accomplished and fulfilled by Messiah is the Feast of Trumpets. So therefore, I believe that's when the rapture happens. Okay? Now, could it be this next year when this rapture will happen? Well, if you see the signs, yes, it could happen. Okay? Like I said, I was almost hoping that it would have been this year, but maybe everything wasn't in place yet. That means we will be going through a lot worse things. I didn't want to go through those things, but I guess we're going to have to. And These things are, of course, the reset. Now, there's this guy called Klaus Schwab, okay? And they had a meeting in Davos, and this Klaus Schwab, he was talking about that we need a reset. And there's many videos out there where you can actually hear him talk about this reset, okay? So go to my Facebook group, Great Deceptions of the End Times, and I may have some videos there that can give you more information, more information of actually him talking. Or look up on, YouTube, put in Klaus Schwab and reset, and you will probably find quite a lot of things. Okay? Because maybe, just maybe, did Biden give us a hint about this coming reset? He didn't say reset because it would have been too obvious. But when he talked about a dark winter, that could also refer to this terrible time, okay, that we're going to go through this winter. I don't know. I kept thinking, this reset, if they're talking about this reset already and they're already bringing up scenarios and stuff, it actually happened during the meeting in Davos. I think Davos is Switzerland. That's what they talked about. So are they going to wait until the election is over and then prepare for this reset? Okay. And again, is Biden referring to that? And of course, Trump said, oh no, don't worry about it. That's not gonna come. And and he is right. Maybe it is not. Has nothing to do with COVID. Okay, with the virus or with a virus, but rather with a collapse of our economic system and the implementation of a new currency, okay, new currency, not a currency that we have right now, but more like a I don't remember how they call that, but an online currency. So where the banking, all the currencies, what we have today with, golly, I'm missing the words right now, but I think you know what I'm talking about. The currency, that you only have online. So you don't have any more cash. I'm really reaching for words right now, but they will probably come later on. But I really think that this is maybe what Biden was hinting. So what does that mean for us Christians? Okay, that's what's important, because we're going to hang in there. We're going to have to hang in there right now until next year at least. I don't think, now many people are talking about the rapture right now, okay? Oh, they believe the rapture is near. Yeah, I know it's near, but I don't believe it will come before next year on the Feast of Trumpets, okay? So we Christians have to make it, okay, until next year. So how are we going to be prepared? Well, if something like this would happen, like a reset, we're going to have to make sure we have plenty of food available. Remember what we went through at the beginning of this year with this corona crisis. Toilet paper was out, and some of the cleaning items were out on the shelves, okay? This could be also causing that we have maybe less food items on the shelves. It could be that food prices are rising very rapidly, okay? That we're going through inflation faster. So I would recommend people stock up on food. At least I would think, the more food, the better. Okay? Go and check things out about prepping. I have mentioned prepping a long time ago and the importance of being prepared. So if you look up videos about prepping, okay, what kinds of things should you put aside? That's very, very important. Okay? Very important. We don't hear as much about prepping anymore, but we heard more around 2012 about being prepared. Make sure also you have means of heating your house. Blankets are important. Okay? I suggest to have, if you can put in a stove, a wood-burning stove, have wood available. For me, that would be a very important thing. Okay? Make sure you have water. Okay? Dark winter could also refer to that our utilities are going out. Electricity is going out. So how are you going to cook meals? In other words, have some means to cook, like a little camping stoves. Okay? Have gas, enough gas cans ready for your camping stove. Very important. Also, things like for disinfecting or cleaning your water, like filters. Here we go, filters. Have a water filter ready. Okay? Have a water filter ready. If you know that electricity goes down, fill up your bathtubs with water. It's all important things. And will it happen? I don't know. But it is very possible that it can happen. So be prepared. Watch videos that tell you how to prep, how to be prepared. Have money at home, cash. It's very important as well. Buy yourself things, cleaning items, and also hygiene items like Band-Aids and alcohol. What is that stuff called you put on when you have a wound? Which are like antibiotic creams. Okay, make sure you have those kinds of things. Make sure you have enough cleaning soaps and stuff at home. Okay, stock on these things. I know some people may not have as much money, but if you can put things aside, that is very important. Okay, so this is all important because I'm afraid that all these things that they're saying may happen because they have already talked about it. This coronavirus is not deadly, so I know this is not going to be something that will cause death. But if there is a blackout, this is another word, okay? This is another word, blackout. Look up this word, look up the word blackout. How am I going to survive a blackout? How to be prepared for a blackout? Okay, these are things that you need to be looking up. When there's a blackout, you don't have electricity, and that means you have to be prepared for these things. Why do I think these things are happening? Because we're going towards a reset. They already told us that. And we're going towards a totalitarian state. Okay? The whole world. I have talked about the New World Order. We are going towards oligarchy. That means the richest people will rule us. Okay? They're already talking about, I listened to a guy called Last American Vagabond. And again, watch some of his stuff on my Facebook group, some of his videos. And he this time was talking about how they may tamper with our elections this time. Why? Because, hey, we don't have a democracy anymore. Okay, we are run by oligarchs, which are the richest people in the world. They are running our country right now. They already took over. This coronavirus was just a little trial run for them, how things are working, how much they have us under control. Okay, so they may, put down, the hammer a little harder, the control a little harder. We already know that we're going to go on a lockdown after the elections. Okay, there's no reason for this lockdown, but they're going to do it. Why? Because they're going to implement a lot more of these things, like reset and maybe blackout or whatever, because they're going to regime change the world. Okay? People, wake up. You are not in America anymore. America is gone. So say farewell to America. Whatever America stood for, democracy, freedom, whatever lifestyle you associated with America, say farewell to America. Okay? Because things are changing. We are now in a new normal. Okay, that's another word that we are hearing quite a lot. The new normal. We're in the new normal. Okay? And that new normal is going to develop more and more. You don't even know yet what the new normal is. But for this new normal, we have to be controlled. And for them to control us, they have to implement quite a lot of things. Okay? So, again, what does that mean for us, Christians? It means we have to hunker down and survive until Jesus returns. That's what we have to do. Okay, will the mark of the beast be implemented before he returns? I believe that we can really make it without taking the mark of the beast until Jesus returns. That's what I believe. Watch one of my videos that I did on the mark of the beast, and that where I said that I don't believe the mark of the beast will be implemented before. It will be implemented after, during the wrath of God. Okay? This is not the wrath of God yet. But if they continue what they're doing, God's wrath is going to be really coming soon. There are so many things, people, that are going on and have been going on in this world that tell me that God is angry, is very angry. What this elite that's in process of taking over have done. Okay? I was just looking at some German videos, what these elite have done for many years to people and how they tested them with children, with medication. And you know who those elite are. That the elite are people, pharmaceutical companies, a part of this elite. Okay? They make tons of money. Of course, that's not the top. Watch my last video. Okay? They're just being used. They're just being used. Okay? Watch my last video and you will see who is in charge. And you have to become aware of that. You have to become aware of who is in charge. So you don't daydream. The time is very, very, very serious, people. Of course, the main thing is you need to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Okay? You have to follow him. You have to know who your leader is. Because if you don't really know who your leader is, you will bow down to the system that is right now in process to be implemented. This is going to be the beast system that will give you the mark. And you will bow down to the system. And of course, the system also has Babylon the Great on top, the whore, okay, which is papacy. And if you bow down to the beast, you will also take the mark. And people need to understand who they are bowing down to, because this is the system, the whole political system, okay, the religious system that's controlling it. You have to understand that. So watch my previous video as well. But wake up, people. Know who is in charge and be prepared. Those are the 3 things that I advise you to know and to make it until Jesus returns. And let's hope he will return next year. Okay? I'm coming to an end. Please let the Holy Spirit guide you always.